Hey guys, and welcome to the Creative Mermaids. This is about the courses in general, so welcome. Big thing for everything is this is about living a creative and vibrant life, but also through using journaling to go deeper. I think that, like I said before in previous videos, but if you've this is the first one you ever come across and first time you ever even been introduced to me, I believe that we are all capable of being wonderful human beings, but that we are often complicated and made confused by well-meaning individuals. And what I mean by this is that I see this now with my small children. I have a boy and a girl, and I've always believed that, growing up, especially without children, come on, people who don't have children are the most, they raise the best, like my mom says, those with none raise the best, and that's so absolutely beyond true. Like, seriously, guys. I was a much better mom before I became a mom, but that's a whole different topic and story, which we will talk about eventually. Trust me, we'll get there in different videos, but this is not what this one's about. This one's about just talking about general wants and needs and trying to figure out what we even want and what we need and why is it so difficult, because this is one thing that I find that it's always been a little bit confusing for me. I'm like, how come I find it so difficult to know what I want? Why is this difficult? It shouldn't be. It should be pretty basic, shouldn't it? What I want. But actually, when you really start thinking about it and you start scratching at the surface a little, and this is why I really love Anais Nin, and if you've never read her, go read her, especially her journals, is that it's about going a bit deeper, because the first reaction is never the right one. This is often why people say, know your why. Keep asking why, and eventually you'll get to the darkness, and then the darkness gets scary, and you walk away, and people stop. And this is also why I think that, call it shadow work, call it whatever you want, call light being shown on the shadows, it doesn't matter. I think that it's who we are. We have good points, we have bad points, and we need to dig at them a little bit and find out how they're playing with each other. And the fact that there's bad points to us doesn't mean that we're bad people. Of course not. Most people know that. And what they don't know is that by trying to starve it out, you are in fact creating a ravenous creature who's been abused and now wants to eat and gobble everything up. And what I mean by that is that basically often starting from small children, and like I said, I see this with my son, and people who love him very, very much and who are actually wonderful people often say to me, Sherry, you can't let him wear his sister's dresses. And I'm like, why not? And the reason is that they say that it's for girls and he's a boy and he's going to get bigger and people are going to make fun of him, and he needs to learn that there's two different genders and that people need to then behave according to those two genders. And they don't mean it as in they think that it's a bad thing. They're not like, well, if he turns out to be transsexual, or if he turns out to be a homosexual, or if he turns out to be a girl, that any of these is bad. They don't even mean it like that, but they do mean it that if he turns out to be a straight male, you need to protect him from other straight males by letting him fit in as a straight male. And like I said, I know, some people don't mean it like that. Some people are much more harder, but 99% of the people who say anything to me love this child with their lives. And they're doing it to protect him. And they're doing it to protect him from other people. They're not doing it to be like, what you're doing is wrong, you need to be protected from yourself. They're just saying, you need to learn to hide these things and learn what's right and wrong so that society doesn't beat you up. This is what they're saying, basically. And for me, I'm just like, oh God, this is just, first off, I don't even want him to even think along those lines. I want him to start knowing from the beginning what he wants is okay. And he needs to learn to stand up for that, because I think that's part of our problem. We're taught with all purpose, like it's really meant with good way to protect ourselves. But I actually read a really great Danielle Laporte quote the other day, which was, protect your heart so you can keep it wide open. And I love that. That is brilliant to me. And so basically, I think what we need to start doing is learning how to open our hearts up again, learning how to protect our hearts from other people, but so that we can open them up all the way. Because in the end, first off, by telling him he can't wear dresses or play with his sister's stuff because it's girl boy, even to protect him, I'm also doing my daughter a disservice, because I'm telling her she can be whatever she wants, and I'm telling him he can be whatever he wants except a girl, and that's horrible, because then when he gets older, of course he's going to think that he's slightly better, even without realizing why he thinks he's slightly better, because for him, the whole world is possible. For her, yeah, except for the girl stuff, and for her, the whole world is possible, period. But then she doesn't understand why she can't compete with him, because he's looking at her going, yeah, but you're still a girl. It's still not good enough for me. That's not cool. He loves her. He thinks that she's the most wonderful creature on the planet. I want him to know that, yeah, some people think there are different things. I don't agree with that. He shouldn't agree with that. And he needs to start learning right from the beginning how to protect his emotions and how to realize that, yes, basically, it's not easy. It's not easy to be you in the world. It is much easier to blend, but it's only a surface blend. You're only happy on the surface. If you really want to be true to yourself, if you really want to go deep, it's not easy. You need to fight these things, but the easy path isn't necessarily the best path. And so that's basically what I want to do. I want to teach him that, first off, his wants and his needs are in fact important, whatever those wants and needs are. Just because society tells you that it's not, no. But again, people like me and everyone else who have been, and I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, obviously he's 2.5. I'm hoping that I can instill this in him. But I'm still not sure if we can do it. In which case, when it comes to people like us, you know, we have been, you know, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, older our whole entire lives, being told, not out of spite, although as we get older it is out of spite sometimes, and meanness and trolls and everything else, but even from the people that we absolutely love and who absolutely love us and mean the best for us when we have the benefit of being in that wonderful situation. So we're talking about perfect situations here. We've been told by these people to protect ourselves, to play by the rules, that what we want isn't right because it's going to make us stick out and it's scary and that it scares them. And so basically this is what the Creative Mermaids is about. It's about going a bit deeper. It's about looking at where these ideas and beliefs come from so we can fight them and we can try to find out what we want for ourselves. And I think this is essential. I really do. And I think it's something that we need to learn. It's something we need to practice. And that's one thing that I think journaling really helps. Journaling, videos, talking. So that's what I created the Creative Mermaids for. Yeah. This is me trying to sign off again. And also most of these videos will be unedited because that's kind of what I just think, that I'd rather show a rather unpolished version, even if I put a period lipstick on or sometimes I put makeup on, but you know, I live on a boat. So yeah, you know, I'm not going to be spending all this time editing. I want this to be basically a little bit raw, a little bit more conversation, a little bit more like you came into a classroom with me and we decided to have a session together. All right, that's it for now. Thanks, guys.